What's up, guys? Welcome back to another episode of All Things Conscious with your hosts, C and Shauna. This week, we have a very special guest. We are here with Alexander, who is on his spiritual journey, doing the thing, man. He doing the thing. He is on his spiritual journey. He is also a part of the LGBTQ, the Alphabet Mafia. You know how we do. So, before we get into the questions and asking him a lot of things, we're going to go ahead and give the mic over to him and allow him to introduce himself, let us know who he is, how long he's been on the journey, tell us a little bit about yourself. So go ahead. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you very much. My name is Alexander Linn, and like I said, I've been transitioning since I was about 18, 19 years old. And, well, conscious wise, awakening. And I started when I was 13, fully transitioning. And since then, I've, I wasn't very accepted at first from like my family, and like my friends accepted me more like than anything. My family's what like really kind of took the stir, and I I even had to go to counseling when I came out, and like when counseling happened, like that's not gonna change anything. I'm just gonna talk more about how I feel and let it be known like, hey, this is it. And I learned that your our sex as a person is what our body is, and our gender is how we feel and what we think too. So with that, it even opened like a bunch of things within me that I've been like, and like overall, whenever I would be with like females as a whole that were girly and whatnot, I'd feel more masculine and I'd feel more like myself, and just it helped a lot just to know that, okay, I know who I am and not let other people dictate that. And but I as a person, I feel that it's it's a very weird journey, and I know that everything happens for a reason, and I'm a very firm believer in that. So like with everything that I have been through, I know that it has taught me a lesson within myself, like to stay more patient, to be more kind, be more humble, not even just for other people around me, but like with myself as a whole, like speaking more loving for myself, and not like letting other people's words or what they think or how they feel about me control how I think and feel about myself internally, because it's just like, okay, none of that matters. What matters is how I feel and what I think, as long as I've been doing what's best for me as a whole. And whenever like my twin flame, like this, she's what's really like awakened me more to like who I really am, and she even has like put me in my place from time to time, and it got me to where like I was constantly like wondering what was wrong with me, when I knew that was the wrong questions to be asking. And instead of asking those questions, I knew I needed to ask, what am I learning from this? What do I need to do for myself to take back my own control and power for myself? And it would even like it get me to the point to where I would feel like I needed to um what's the word I'm looking for? I was trying to expect her to make me feel a certain way,
Right.
like not wrong. And that's why I needed to learn for myself that my energy is my energy and no one else's. And I have to be happy with who I am as a person and love myself for who I am, regardless of what another person is gonna feel, even if they didn't want to be with me in that time frame or at all whatsoever. Because I know that we all don't really need anybody at all at the end of the day except ourselves. Because no one ever is truly going to love us except us as a whole. And yeah, we can have somebody that's companionship, and it's nice to want somebody and confide in them. However, how do we expect to fulfill anyone else's needs or desires unless we can't even do that for ourselves? So that's
Right.
what I had to do through my experiences and my relationships, and even watching other people like my family members. So that's so it helped me kind of like shape and mold the person I am today as well, like by watching my parents go through what they've gone through and kind of show me what to look for and what not to have as well, and
Right.
what I deserve. And I feel like I've done really well for myself. And
So
what
I have a question for you though. Like this journey is hard, all this stuff. The spiritual journey is hard navigating it because it's very confusing in the beginning, you know. And then not only are transforming body, mind, and soul, but you are physically transforming. And I know that must be like really hard. Like I can't imagine, you know, like, and plus being on the twin flame journey, I know as like having a same sex twin on the twin flame journey was confusing because they kept saying masculine and divine masculine, divine feminine, and it took me a while because I was so confused to realize we both have those energies within us, and they both have to be balanced. And I stopped using those labels, divine masculine, divine feminine, and I just say unity conscious, or we are, you know, just conscious beings. That's what I just chopped it down to. So, I mean, I don't even know how you're going to respond to that, but I'm very interested and curious how you deal with it. Like,
see when I was thinking on that question, it made me like realize I am physically changing um in ways. However, I really don't feel like I am, since I haven't even taken like any like procedures, like the medical procedures. I have thought about it. However, a part of me is like no at the same time, because I feel like I'm really content with my body
right,
and like just what I got. And I know that whenever I get to the standpoint, like I do work out. However, like I feel like whenever I do begin to consistently work out more, that I'll be able to physically transform like into the body how I see and envision it.
right.
And the most that's really transitioning, like physically wise, I'd say is like the downstairs area, to be
Mhm.
honest. So like that's about it. And other than that, like there's no like really big physical changes other than like my hair.
Just because of testosterone, you know what I mean? Like,
Mm,
features and your voice getting deeper. Because I did watch your
yeah,
videos before we first met. I watched your videos like first day on testosterone, and you watch your voice. So that was kind of cool. You know?
that's another thing actually. Whenever before I did start testosterone, I would go on YouTube and watch videos on how to lower my voice
Yeah.
and how to get it more lower. And there would be videos of to speak more like with your stomach. and, and also whenever I learned more about the chakras and your throat chakra, you keep wide eyes, like
Mm-hmm.
that helps in your throat, keep like widen your eyes, and just
Yeah.
overall doing more self practice
So when
to
I
over.
first met you, I thought you came out. you were in the gay and lesbian community first, and then you started your transition. But I was totally, I that was not true. You just came out, said, "This is who I am. This is who I want to be, and I'm transitioning." And she was like, "Whoa, that's brave! Like you're, you know."
Yeah.
On the, yeah, and so in high school and just overall from the period of like 13 until now, like I'd have other people just constantly put a label like on me, like,
Right,
and I I didn't care. I just let other people go by what they thought and what they spoke on and what they wanted to think, because all in all, I was not going to let that define who I was as a person. Because I, the end of every single day, I know that you, me, us all, we are just one conscious as a whole, and just souls. That's how I really
right.
feel ourselves. And
On the spiritual journey, I totally believe that the gay and lesbian community and the transgender community have a deeper purpose. There's a deeper purpose for us to reincarnate into this lifetime, into the bodies that we have, because we are going deeper. The world is learning about what love is, and it's breaking all these norms, these gender, the societal norms. Is breaking that, and we are learning to have these deep soul spiritual connections and to connect on a deeper level and not a superficial love. We're doing away with that, and we're it's heart consciousness, like we are connecting to the heart, to the soul. And this doesn't matter. None of this matters. Go ahead, see.
Okay, I was just gonna in. First of all, man, I gotta give you a hand clap. That is brave. That is something really to be proud of because um it took me years in my late 20s to come out as lesbian because of the religious programming, all of that. I was so scared what people would say. But that is something that a lot of people don't learn on their spiritual journey until they get on down in the years. And hey, not to listen to anybody. You have all the answers within you, not to allow what people project onto you to stick. And you have your own mind. So you're way farther ahead. And I'm not saying that to compare, but I'm just saying that's a lot of things that people don't realize till later on. So kudos to you, man, for real. That is really
He's
brave.
an old soul. He is an old soul. He's an Aquarius. It's an old soul.
But just to piggyback off of what he said, everything that he said was true. So I hope that y'all were listening. I really don't even I'm speechless, honestly, because listen, your energy is your energy. My energy is my energy. You are your own person. Don't allow what anybody else says about you to stick on you. You have to realize that all these voices in your head, 90% of them not yours. So you have make sure that you picking and choosing what you listening to, who you listening to, right? Because we're all on our own spiritual journey. And just to piggyback again off of what Shauna said, I also believe that wholeheartedly that the LGBTQ community is here to shake up the earth, to make you realize that, hey, love does not look black and white. Love is love, regardless of what I am, of who I choose to be. Love is love.
Right.
And you have to realize that if God, the universe, source, whatever you want to call it, is unconditional love, this is the start of it. You have to realize that it doesn't matter if you're black, it doesn't matter if you're white, it doesn't matter if you're trans, it doesn't matter if you're gay, lesbian, bi, pan, it does not matter. If you have love within you and you're showing this other person love, you're not hurting anybody, go for it. Love with all your heart, because that is what we are sent here to do. Be more heart-based beings. We are no longer using our mind as our compass. Our heart is our compass. And the more that people realize that, the better that the world will be. So
And you want to know something? We're all twin flames. We all have divine counterparts, and
yeah.
we're all here for a deeper, meaningful purpose. You and I are. We have same sex twins.
Mhm.
You and I mean that's a whole other dynamic going on, and it's amazing that I have a huge age difference with my counterpart also. And so we're all fighting these societal norms in one way or another, and that's what we're here to do. We're here to answer the call. We're not here to force anybody to believe in what our beliefs are, but we are here to show the way. We lead by example, And you're a beautiful example, Alexander, of everything that you
And
do, and
well,
I watched you grow so much. And from the time when we first met, I don't remember how we met, but here you are.
I remember how we met actually. I, I was researching more on twin flames, and I
Say
found I found your profile website, and I was like, OMG, like this person has like a website, a media that I can go link to, and that's when we kind of connected, and I think it's been a while. It's been a while. It's been a long time. I feel
Yeah,
like I feel like it at least, but
yeah.
other
I
than
get to
that,
watch everybody grow. It's pretty cool. I'm really proud of my soul tribe, and to share everybody's stories. And that's what this podcast is about: is to share our stories and our experience, and know that nobody is alone. And no, you have Alexander here. He's got a TikTok. Is a what's your TikTok? Awaken.
um, I believe it's "Are You Awake?" four four
Yes.
four, but there's the periods, but it's fine. I'm happy just being here with y'all. That's
Yeah.
okay with me.
If
For
you need somebody that is going on the same, maybe you're not exactly the same exact experience or same exact path, but it's always nice to have a friend or somebody that you can look towards and say, "Oh my God, look what they're doing! Look how far they've come. I can do the same thing too." Like we all struggle. There's a struggle with everything that we do, and but we always come out the other side with um better, just better, because we don't let anything deter us from our path or from our destiny or who we are, because who we are inside shines. We are a beacon for the
mhm.
world. And so yes.
I I remember something that has stuck with me that you've actually brought to my attention that I will not forget, and I kind of use that to guide me to that we're us beings and overall people that are on the same journey in ways. We're here to help raise the vibration of humanity as a whole to for love and just to overcome the fear and the hate and the envy and the jealousy and the agony, because what all of that is so much energy anyway, and love overall just is one of the highest frequencies as a whole, and that can literally overcome so many things. I have an envision one day when we all can just be literally one and just have our own little community. And
We was just yesterday. We were just talking about
that's
today how
awesome.
love is the highest frequency, right? So just for an example, we're all in the LGBTQ, right? So we're shaking up the earth, right? So that is creating a future for our kids, for our kids' kids, for our kids' kids, right? So then they to deal with all of this. So we're literally breaking all of that down now. Just like what you said, love is the highest frequency. It combats all of that. And you have to realize a lot of people in the world are, it's like a wave, right? You swim out there, get on your wave, and you ride it down. But us, we're just constantly swimming against that wave, swimming against what society has taught us, what our parents has taught us, what people think love looks like. And it's honestly hard because we have to go through, and I'm not trying to compare again, like I said, but we have to go through more than the people who are just going with the flow have to go through, because we are challenging the very mindsets of every being that is out there to think and open up their minds to look at things a different way instead of how they told us to be, like within the education system, politics. You can see it everywhere in the world, even with race. It's
Yeah.
just
Look,
it.
the world is fighting against things now. Like now they're trying to, in Texas, the whole transgender uproar, and in Florida here, Florida, Texas again, it's these white right wing uh, Chris Christian activists that hide behind their hate and bigotry, and they try to implement these laws to keep us back in like the 50s, where oh, it has to be in a box. We have to live this way. We have to do certain things, and everything. They're afraid of everything. They're afraid of people living differently than them or being different from them.
You know why? That's power. It's power in being yourself. They don't
Yeah.
want people to realize that they have the power. They want to keep you in a fear-based state. And that's all that it's doing, is continuing to try to keep you in that box, like you said, in a fear-based state. But once people realize that it's just love, it's not nothing complicated. We don't have to go out there and solve all these nuclear equations, all whatever you want to call it. We don't have to do all that. We just have to love. That's it.
And not unhealthy. Like, we're not saying love everybody blindly and give no, there's a healthy way to love, and love is truly unconditional. We were raised with very conditional love. You have to be a certain way, you have to look a certain way, you have to act a certain way, otherwise we will withhold our love from you, or you will be punished. And we just talked about this, where you had some discussion where people, God is gonna punish you, you're gonna go to hell and all this stuff. But no, if you want a hell, you can live your life in a hell, but my world doesn't consist of a hell. It consists of an unconditional, intelligent, conscious creator, God, that we are all a part of, that we all are streamed from. Go ahead, Alex.
We've been through hell, so we all know. Like,
yeah, we know.
Won't go back.
We know what hell looks like. We've been there and back, and so I mean, love is very unconditional. Love has healthy boundaries, though. We just don't let people just take advantage of you and step on you, because if you love yourself, you'll step back from any type of toxic environment and stuff. And you're not going to let anybody control you or manipulate you or use you in any way.
We said that before in our podcast before, when we were talking about self-love. First step is loving yourself. And like Alexander, for example, accepting yourself. He said it before, you cannot expect somebody else to accept and love you if you do not have that within yourself first. So then you can set these healthy boundaries. I won't allow you to treat me that way. Okay. You can set these healthy limits on what you give. You pour in your own cup first so you can pour in somebody else's cup, right? We talk about that all the time. So this was a good one, y'all.
And you want to know something too? All of our counterparts are in denial of mine. She doesn't label herself either, but she has her family does it now. Yours is in the closet. Yours is in the closet, right? So to speak. So we're all out and proud and like, we accept and love ourselves, and you go through hell fire. It's not going to bother us. But this is why. Another thing is, we're on the journey alone, but yet we have a soul tribe that is so strong and is there that's got our back, and that has true love for us, without conditions. I love you too without conditions. There's nothing that I wouldn't do for either one of them. And do we live in the same state? No. We met each other on the journey, and we don't have to be on top of each other, because healing is a very isolated process. You can't heal with other people on top of you. But we're all kind of brought together like a magnet, because we're all going through similar things on the journey, facing similar situations. Yes, Alexander.
I was gonna add, I wouldn't really, just from my perspective, I wouldn't really call it isolation. Through what I've learned is you're taking back your energy by being alone. That's it. Just in remembering, like, all right, sometimes you're absorbing other people's energy without realizing.
Well, it's really what I meant. It's really hard to heal when other people are there. Like, like when you have a roommate or something, and you just need to be your own space and by yourself, especially when you're going into introspection, and when you're trying to kind of decompress from the world and remove all that energy from you, because we're very sensitive beings. We're very empathic, and we absorb that energy, and sometimes we just need our own space?
So whenever I do go out and like I'm working, I'll envision this white bubble around me from time to time to just
Yeah, I do the same thing too. I was telling you. Yeah.
like
We put
So,
fly.
ourselves in our bubble. Yeah.
so I agree too. This it's hard, man, especially when you come to know your gifts and stuff, and you like, man, I before I even knew that I was absorbing others' energy, I would come back, I would be freaking out so bad. I'd be like, I gotta call somebody. I call Shauna, girl, what is this? She'd be like, relax, like
Mhm.
relax, and realize, hey, wait a minute, I didn't feel that way before I got around this certain person, etc. And I also agree with Alexander. I wouldn't, and I know you didn't mean it this way, like literal isolation, like you can't go anywhere. No, we're not saying that. We're just saying like in my personal opinion, I feel like you have to get to a point where you love yourself enough that you can have boundaries, where you respect yourself enough to not put up with bull crap, and where you just have all this self love and this self worth, most importantly, to where you can actually have healthy relationships with people, right? Because I was the type, I'm a social butterfly, right? I can be around anybody, talk to anybody. But now it's like I pick and choose who I give my energy to, who I'm around, because not everybody has your best interest at heart. And that's just the honest to God's truth, right? So you have to be careful with your energy. Like Alexander said before, you have to be careful with your energy. Ain't nobody telling you not to have fun. Of course, go have fun, but we just saying be careful. It's the only thing, you know.
Yeah, because your energy field is really huge. And when people walk in it, their energy sticks in there. And they can be high vibrational and have be a good mood, but you can also run into people who don't have a high vibration to them. And I know people don't like to use that term high or low vibration, but a spade's a spade. So we're just gonna use it. And their energy will stick in your energy field. And I always ask the angels to help me clean it. So I always picture them like I'm going through a car wash and they're scrubbing down my aura and my thing. And I'm like, oh, thank you, angels. And I feel much better after I did. Visualization is a big thing. So our time is almost up, man. Is there anything you want to say? Like,
Albert Einstein's one of his most famous quotes came to me, and I like this one, and I stuck with this one for a while, and I'll do what I can to guide others with it because it's so knowledge is limited, but imagination is infinite.
yes, that's cool.
Art and visualization overall, and because you can imagine yourself to do anything or be anything as long as it's for the good,
Right.
and you can.
Our minds are very powerful. Right.
Heck,
Yeah,
See, anything, any last?
man, he stole the cake today, y'all. So we hope
Yeah, we
y'all enjoyed it.
might have to have Alexander as a guest speaker, from time to time. We'll have to have him come
Yeah,
back, talk
definitely,
about
definitely.
issues, what's going on in the world. We might make that another segment if you don't mind, coming back and
Yeah.
I appreciate you guys, and I kind of want you to know too, and just overall, I've learned a lot through you guys too. So just by watching one of your guys' podcasts, and it's kind of it's helped open my eyes in many ways too with one self love one y'all had, and that definitely helped get me back in my zone even when I'm in at work to be like, all right. So
Don't
yeah,
blame.
I mean, I don't know. I don't work outside of my home. I'm blessed in that way. So I know it would be so hard to have to go out there and and be around people and work a regular job. I can't imagine going through the experience because a lot of times we don't have the energy. We don't have want to even get out of bed sometimes, or we're just going through certain things. And I know it's really hard. So,
brain like
right.
get
Yeah. Thank
Well,
you guys. I go ahead, Steve.
nah,
See
that's
your
what I was gonna. Well, I'm really glad to have had you as a guest. Hopefully, we can do this again very, very soon. I loved your perspective. It really gave me some insight as well. I really appreciate you for coming out, man.
and I
so
appreciate meeting
I hope you enjoy this podcast. I hope to see your comments and just Follow us all. We all have TikTok accounts. Find us YouTube, Facebook, wherever. I'm not on Instagram, so. Yeah, okay.
But
Take care.
we'll include his handles as well too, right?
Yeah.
Okay, cool.